Okay, so I don't know. Thank you, Chazor. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So ADHD affecting friendships, right? So here's the thing, right? If you have ADHD, raise your hand. No, I'm fucking kidding. But short-term memory is a very, very impactful thing that affects people with ADHD who reflect like that. What are your expectations for the rest of the year? Surviving, basically it. And because short-term memory does affect a lot of people with that aspect, it'll leave a lot of people on red that you didn't intentionally mean to do so. What I mean by this is this, right? So, for example, I have two very close people I text to on a borderline daily basis. Now, I do care about these people very much to the point where like I would put their like for the most part, because I'm a selfish person. I say that 40% of the time I'd put their needs above mine. 40% of the time. The other percent of the time I would put myself above them because again, I'm a really selfish person. But in regards to talking to them and texting to them, I always set off like whenever I have free time, which is basically all the time now. Whenever I have free time, I would just set off a section amount of time, do that, and just text them or talk to them, just down the third, and just going about my life, right? And the problem with doing that is, I've mentioned this, I'm not a scheduled, structured person. I can't just have, oh yeah, I'll clock you in at 1 o'clock, man. Whatever. I can't do that. I can't do that at all. It's not in my capability. So because I do that with texting, even though texting is supposed to be like a spontaneous act of passion, do whatever fucking feel like it, I will have something that comes up that is like almost as urgent, if not more urgent, in that situation, particularly, and then I'll forget to text them at a specific time frame. I text them, therefore leaving them on red for another day because I won't be able to go back to the text message because I forgot that I put the scheduling for the text messaging on that same exact day and time frame. It's a very like complicated, convoluted structure to even dive and get into in the first place. But I feel like the whole main thing is this: like if you because ADHD just like gives you constant thoughts on a just minute by minute basis, like um, you are unable to keep track of stuff in a linear fashion. So therefore, if you can't do that, things are gonna get forgotten. And if you forget to text your friend in a day or a week or even a month, do you think the relationship's gonna last that long? Like, genuinely, do you really think the relationship's gonna last like longer than a fucking like minute at best? Like, we being honest here? Holy fuck. And so because of that, that's like one reason as to why that affects friendships. It's like you are unable to communicate with them consistently on text message. The other way is interrupting them, right? Because I do have a problem with like interrupting people on a consistent basis. I don't really mean to. It's just like along the lines of there's something right there in the middle of my brain, and if I don't say it at that exact moment, it's coming through in my line sight. It'll never come up again. I'll completely forget about what I was saying. It'll just completely forget about it entirely. And let's be honest, you don't want to forget about something that you were going to bring up that kind of was on the spur of the moment that would have benefited the conversation more. You don't want to do that. It's kind of the whole point of talking, right? You want to benefit the conversation when you go back and forth, something that like it helps the entirety of the conversation. And of course, obviously, if you interrupt people consistently, they're gonna get really mad at you because, like, hey, why are you interrupting me? Hey, come on, please, just let me exist. Let me exist on this planet Earth. Just come on, please stop being a piece of shit. Come on, come on. They're just gonna keep doing that. It's gonna turn them off. Not literally, but in the sense where it's like they're not really. Wow, it's annoying. They're not really enticed to engage with you in the manner of like fucking conversation, because like if you're getting interrupted on a conversation, you're not going to want to have your ideas spoken to. You're going to feel like your ideas aren't that important because you're getting interrupted consistently. So therefore, if you're interrupting someone on a consistent basis, then that's going to affect your friendship with them because of the ideas I mentioned before. Now, another aspect would also be, as you may have experienced at this exact moment, is the pacing, right? I feel like due to how fast my thoughts go and how everything just bullet train 80 miles per hour and just never just slows down at all and just keeps on going and going and going, it's going to be hard to keep up with that, right? It's going to be hard to truly keep up with the pacing of that which is a person who has the affliction I mentioned before. And pacing is very important to conversations, because if you aren't able to keep up with that person in a conversation back and forth, then it's going to be kind of hard to communicate with them, because they're going like at 90 miles per hour and you're only going at a steady 20. You're not going to be able to get out the same amount of thoughts in the same time period, because one person can get out like 10 words in 2 minutes, the other person can get out 30 words in 2 minutes. I mean, it's just very, very, very varied. Therefore not compatible friendship wise. Now, I guess like relationships, it could be the same way, but like a little bit more intense or extreme in that aspect. But I feel like more or less it's along the lines of like friendships. It's just like interruptions, forgetting they exist as an entity, and just high pacing overall. It doesn't leave much left. It doesn't leave much to be desired for the person who's receiving all of the just nonstop bashing, just on the reciprocating end. Yeah, that is how ADHD affects friendships. Very short video, I know, but hey, it is what it is.